Bam, we are live. Hey, what's up? Sorry for the a little tardiness on our behalf. My fault, miscommunication on my behalf. Uh, I didn't realize we were on Iowa time and not my time here on the East Coast, but we got it all sorted out. Uh, the great David Carr is on here with us tonight. I mean, listen, I'm I'm like a kid at the candy store. I get to talk to David Carr. I just watched him at the NCAAs. This is so cool. So man, welcome. I know you guys were doing some sort of, I guess when I was younger, they used to call them like color wars, where they put teams together at the places and you guys would just compete, but something like that, right? You guys were just having
Yep.
some fun.
Yep. A lot of teams. So we have like the basketball team, the volleyball team, the soccer team, the wrestling team. We all come together once a year. They call it the Cyclone Olympics. We have a meeting, just kind of go over the other team's accomplishments, tell them good job. The basketball team was in the Sweet 16. Just a lot of great accomplishments. And so we came together, we played some games together, had some good laughs, had some food. And so that's why I have all this.
Yeah. That's why you look like you're playing wide receiver today.
Yeah.
Nice. Hey, so a real quick, man. I mean, obviously, you guys know David Carr's an absolute stud, NCAA champ this year, NCAA bronze, third place, three-time Big 12 champ, junior world champ, scholar All-American. And if you want to see the 500 other things he's won, they're on the website. Just type his name in, type in wrestling, and you'll see it on. But we got him here tonight. Obviously, one of the main reasons we brought him on is he is a Spartan athlete, not only an Iowa State wrestler, but he is a Spartan athlete. He will be down here at the Spartan Nationals, April 8th through the 10th. He'll be very accessible. He'll be able to talk to you. You'll be able to ask him all sorts of questions, work with him. Whatever you want to do, you just can't take him home with you. You got to leave him there. So, man, first of all, so cool that you're coming down to Florida and we get a chance to see you. Second of all, I mean, congratulations so far on all your success in your career. And, you know, the one thing that I really wanted to ask before we get started is, man, it's really cool to see your relationship with those Penn State guys. To see, you know, obviously I was at the tournament, so I watched kind of your heart beat up and down, right? But you kind of put your heels in, you took care of business. You could have easily just kind of stayed in the stands, but you were right there for Brooks. You were right there for your boys, right down there on the court. How special was that? It almost felt like you were happier for him.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I get nervous whenever Brooks wrestles. I mean, he's a competitor. So I was just like, I get nervous watching some of my good friends. He's one of my best friends. We talk like almost every week. And so like watching him win an international title, I mean, he just gave me great joy. And it was just a blessing, and it was amazing to see. And so, I think that, I grew up with Aaron Brooks, with Vito, with Yanni, with these guys on the cadet world team, junior world teams, wrestling at Fargo. I mean, I have a crazy amount of stories that I'd love to share, but it's just like growing up with these guys, I remember being like 15, 16, talking about how crazy it would be to be like All-American, national champ. We talked about these things. And so to be able to do some of the things that we talked about it's crazy. It's honestly, I'm just so blessed. I mean, I'm blessed to wrestle. I'm grateful for every experience. And, this season has been an amazing season. No real hard injuries or anything. So many things to be grateful for. So,
Yeah, I mean, it was. I mean, you were literally the first person there to make sure. I mean, you grabbed him, you hugged it. It was just a cool moment, and I was thinking in the back of my head, I'm like, man, he didn't accomplish the ultimate goal he wanted to do today, but he was still man enough to come down and celebrate his boys' accomplishments. You know what I mean? And it's pretty cool. But one thing is, man, what an awesome run you made on the back end, right? I mean, I had somebody wanted me to ask you, how do you get that mindset right when you lose early and you got to go through 6 matches to get back on that podium? You were able to do that this year. How do you get right after that low moment how are you able to take a step back and go, okay, I still got work to do?
After the loss, I went back to my hotel, and I still hadn't still haven't reflected on it. Like after I had lost, I was more in shock. I just kind of been like, man, I didn't. I felt like I wrestled hard, but I didn't get the W. So I went back and cut the weight, and then my dad called me, and we had a good talk, and he came to my hotel, and Aaron Brooks came down, and he came to my room and just kind of gave me a hug and just like, hey dude, I know this is tough right now. I know you're hurting, but this is you're tougher than people think. A lot of people think you're just gonna roll over and give up, because you have to wrestle so many matches just to All-American. And but I know you have character. I know you have heart, and most importantly, you're not just wrestling for yourself. You're wrestling for God, and you're wrestling for your family. And so he kind of gave me perspective. And then he prayed for me. And, if you don't know, faith is just such a big part of my life. And God, honestly, I couldn't have done it alone. Wrestling all those matches back, I couldn't have done it alone. God just gave me peace. And my dad, just told me hey, no matter what, you're not defined by wrestling. I love you. He's like, just go back and just wrestle every match. Just take it one match at a time until you get third. If you can't win the title, you got to get the next best thing. And the next best thing was third. And so I had to beat 2 All-Americans just to make it to the blood round. I mean, it was just every match is just going to be gritty. And I learned a lot from it. And I'm grateful for it because you learn a lot from your losses than just winning.
And it was awesome because when you won that third place match, it was like you won it again. I mean, you were just overjoyed that you got to that moment. You pushed through everything, and that was awesome. Well, yeah, it's good to hear. People need to know that, because I know a lot of the kids, you'll see them. They'll be pumped on the front end, and they'll be making that run, and they'll be going for it, and then all of a sudden they face that adversity, and then on the back end you see them just kind of take a dive, and it's not purposely, obviously, right? They want to win still, but you just don't see that same heart, right? And that was cool that you were able to. And I know because I was actually at the NCAA's. I was coming back from somewhere, and it was shortly after that loss you had. I was coming out somewhere, and I see you walking out that back door, the door where you guys came in and out. And I'm like, Carr. And you look back at me, and then you put your head down and hauled ass. I was like, yeah, he probably doesn't want to talk to anybody right now.
Yeah, I remember.
You remember that?
Yeah.
And I was like, bad timing. Dan, bad timing. So, but it was cool, man. But most importantly, my kid got to stay with you. So, you're coming down here to Spartan Nationals. You're going to get to spend some time with a lot of kids trying to do what you and your friends have done, making the same relationships you and your friends have made. What is something you're looking forward to most, or you look forward to most, coming to these Spartan Nationals and coming to these tournaments to be able to kind of do the giving back thing?
I'm excited to go to Spartan Nationals. There's going to be a lot of great competition, a lot of studs, and I'm excited to interact with some of those wrestlers. I know that it's going to be so much fun to kind of answer any questions, show any wrestling technique. And so I love interacting with younger guys and talking to them. It's just a lot of fun. It gives me a lot of joy too. It's really cool. So I'm excited for Florida.
Yeah, and you know what? Florida's excited for you. I tell you, I think I'm getting so much feedback on David Carr coming. I mean, you're just loved. You're beloved all over the place, and it's super cool to see. So just so everybody knows out there, you sign up for all 3 classes. We have some codes out there. If you haven't got the code, just reach out to me, please, and I'll get you the code. But we're going to have all these guys there. David's going to be there. Wrestle all 3 classes. You get a chance to win a private with the athlete of your choice, whether it's David, Yanni, Vito, or the great Kylie Welker. I mean, she's a world champion, and I think she's only like a junior in high school, right? And she's insane. We've got her.
Olympic trials finalist. I think she's a 2-time, won the cadet and the junior world championships. One of the most decorated women out there right now. So I mean, that's a special treat for to have a private session with her and learn some techniques. So
Yeah, and so you're going to have a chance to spend some good time with these guys. You're going to get autographs on the t-shirts, just all sorts of cool moments, and they're going to be very accessible. Um, talk about that. Like when you get down to these, kids are going to be like coming off the mat and, hey, what did I do there? Did you watch my match? Are you someone that when you get there, you really want to actually watch these kids wrestle and kind of be involved and help them? Maybe, kids out there, you might learn that one little thing from David Carr coming out to these Spartan Nationals, and that changes your life, right? Take advantage of it.
oh, for sure. I remember. So I was at NCAA's. I think it was St. Louis, or I don't know if it was St. Louis or the year after, but there was a training. They had like a mat session for Team USA practice, and I practiced there. And Bo Nickel was there, and I was really young. And I remember Bo Nickel. I was like, "Hey, can I like?" This is so funny. Like I'm thinking back at this, but I was like, "Hey, can I wrestle with you a little bit?" He's like, "Dude." So Bo Nickel's like wrestling with me. And he does like this little defensive attack when I shoot on him. I'm like, "Whoa!" I'm like, "How did you even do that?" He's like, "Oh, it's easy. Let me show you." And he took the time and showed me it. And I'm not even joking. So I was a freshman in high school then. I've used that technique since he showed me. It's like a little limp leg technique, and I use it all throughout high school, freestyle. And I've used that defense a ton. So it's crazy that like he only showed me one thing when we were working out, like did that little short 5-minute wrestle, and I still use that one thing to this day. So Bo Nickel, if you hear this ever, I mean, I guess thank you. Cool.
That's so awesome. And I mean, Yanni said the same thing, and Vito said the same thing. Like when you're kids and you get an opportunity to come to an event like this, where some of the best stars, some of the people you look up to, some of the guys you want to be and girls you want to be like are going to be there. You got to get out and take advantage of that, right?
Oh, for sure, for sure. I'm here to answer any questions. I'm here to take pictures. I'm here to even just tell you good job after watching your match. Whatever. It's just I'm going to be here for all of that.
It's awesome. So you guys have. I don't know if you know, your dad is coming Saturday to do a clinic here down in Orlando. He'll be doing a clinic over at the Spartan RTC. I think everybody else knows it out there as Central Florida Wrestling Association. CFWA is making the transition to Spartan RTC. Man, what would you tell kids out there that are looking for something to do on Saturday, knowing your dad is coming to give a clinic?
I'm telling you right now, my dad, you'll learn like so much stuff. I mean, it's hard to even explain how knowledgeable he is in the sport of wrestling, the technique, the mental side of it. I've learned a lot of great, valuable lessons from just the mental technique he showed me. And I think that wrestling is like 90% mental. So if you want to improve your game, not just technically, I'm telling you, he has one of the best techniques in the country. And that's why I learned a lot of my like techniques and savviness in wrestling and wrestling IQ. And so you'll learn that. But not only will you learn that, I think your game will be at another level just listening to him talk. He talks about setting your goals, dreaming big, how to think before a match, how to get rid of nerves before a big match, how to have purpose-driven practices, to come into practice and have a goal. These are the 3 moves I'm going to work on. And I'm not going to share you all the secrets, but I'm going to tell you, he's going to go through and teach you, pretty much a lot of things that I do, and some of the people who, I mean, he's worked with a lot of great athletes. And so you're going to get to hear those things. And I would say take advantage of it wholeheartedly. Like that's something you can't miss.
That's awesome. And I appreciate that. So someone here is asking, I guess you've been down to FBA down in Naples, and they're asking if it says, ask David if he's going to FBA again in Naples. If so, I'll provide all the gummy bears.
I will be there. I'll definitely be back. And bring the gummy bears. Bring them.
Bring the gummy bears. And, he says Enoch is his boy. We were just talking about Enoch because I was with Enoch and your brother Nate talking at the Nationals right after you placed, and man, really cool meeting him. He couldn't. He was telling Enoch. So I'm guessing that was either his girlfriend or his wife with I don't know. But they're trying to get a picture, and they got Enoch following them all around. And she's like, "No, not here, not here, not." And Enoch's like, "Are we taking a picture or not?" And he's like, "Wait, we got to find the right spot." And they finally found the right spot. And he's like, "All right, cool, we got the picture." Right? And it was pretty funny, kind of watching the whole thing take place. But super cool checking them out. So talk a little bit about mindset. You had mentioned that you believe wrestling is 90% mindset. Uh, when does that kind of catch up with technique? Because I see a lot of younger kids out there that they've got the technique, but it seems like the belief hasn't hit yet. At what point did those kind of meet for you?
Early on, I think my dad always kind of told me about how important it is. And I think working hard produces confidence. The more that you work, it produces confidence. And I believe that like technique is super important, but like you can have all the skills in the world, and if you don't think you're gonna win, it's gonna be pretty hard. Like you can know 1,000 moves, and you don't even believe you can hit them. Then it's like, what's the point of learning all these moves? So I think having the confidence, having the mental game to go out there and not only wrestle your best, but execute the technique at such a level and such a confidence that no one in the country can stop him.
Last year when you won your national title and that moment with your dad, talk about it.
Just one of my favorite moments in wrestling, really, just being able to go see my dad after winning and just embrace him and give him a hug. My dad has talked about like how important it would be or how special it would be a national champion since I was like a little kid. And so, he's talked about, yeah, it's good to win state titles and win Super 2 and all these tournaments. But I remember him especially mentioning like the national tournament. It's a tough tournament. So to win that would be huge. And, he talked about it a lot. So I knew it was important because he had mentioned it a lot when I was younger. And so I knew like, yeah, 4-time state champ, winning all these things, that was cool. But I knew for sure I wanted to be a national champion. And not just once. I want to win it multiple times. I want to win as much as I can. And he was a 3-time national champ. And so the goal was like, hey, I need to at least try to tie his record or beat it. So And that's a lofty goal. But it's fun. It's, why not? My dad always says, why not dream big? And, you never know what happens. But if you don't dream, if you don't dream big, then you're selling yourself out.
Is wrestling something that you're going to do in college, do on the world level after? Is any of the other fight games in your future? Or is it right now the focus is win national championships, get to the Olympics, and obviously get your degree?
Yeah, number one when I came to college is number one, win a national title. Number two, get a degree, and number three, bring Iowa State back to like being a really good wrestling school. And so I'm getting my degree this May. I graduate, and I'll have 2 more years of eligibility. And so I'll be getting my master's. And, I think that I definitely want to just continue to do my best in college. And I want to wrestle with the Olympics and freestyle. But I wouldn't say MMA and UFC is out of the picture. I love huge UFC fan. And so I've definitely like trained it a little bit. I kind of practice little things, strike and some ground games. So, it's something that's a possibility because I train it a little bit in the summertime just to mix it up and get a workout in.
Are you going to sneak out Saturday night in Jacksonville and try to catch that fight?
I might have to.
That'd be cool. Hey, man, again, I'm talking with David Carr. He and the Spartan crew are coming down here. Spartan Nationals, August 7th. Well, weigh-in 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. Man, you're going to get a chance to get to talk to some great people, especially David. I mean, he's got so much knowledge, especially growing up around his brother and his dad, and they both coach now. So everything that he's going to be bringing to you and get to do with them. And you never know, like he talked about Bo Nickel. hey, I challenge a kid to walk up to him and say, hey, can we drill? And you know, it's his turn to give back, just like Bo Nickel was giving back. And you might learn something from him that changes the course of your career. So make sure you guys come out and see him, sign up, and let's get it going. I've got a question. Let's see. One guy said a self-fulfilling prophecy. I can, I will, I shall. Believe in yourself. Christian Suarez asked, what's the biggest transition from high school wrestling to college wrestling?
I would say this is something I would actually ask a lot. I remember I asked I don't even remember who I said. I remember I asked Mark Hall, Nathan Tomasello, and I remember I asked Miles Martin. I remember that was something I always wanted to know. I was like a junior or senior in high school. And I would say Mark Hall told me, he was like, it's just like tougher. It's just like the guys are just like, everything's tougher. The running, the lifting, the wrestling, everything's just a little bit tougher. And you have to the transition, I would say you just gotta be like stay motivated. I think sometimes you come to college and sometimes some guys are like the best guy in their high school room. Like some guys are like they're 4-time state champs. No one has ever taken them down in their high school room. They just kick everyone's butt. And so then you go to a college room and maybe you're getting taken down and you're not scoring as much. So you might lose some of that confidence and that swagger. And I would say don't ever lose that confidence and swagger. Like if you want to be a good college wrestler, you come in, expect to be a great college wrestler and expect that it won't be easy and you'll have some lumps. But then if you know that, then nothing else should stop you. You shouldn't lose your confidence and swagger. You see guys who are number one in the country in high school, super good, flashy, really cool. And then they come to college, they have one little setback or maybe the training, and they lose some of their confidence. Or I would say another thing is lifestyle. Some guys come to college, they can't handle the lifestyle, and that can affect their wrestling. And so I think if you want to live a good lifestyle and you don't lose your confidence, the sky's the limit. That's what I would say. That's the biggest transition, is just don't lose your confidence and have a good lifestyle.
That's awesome. I hope that answered your question, Christian. I heard you said Mark Hall in there. I have a funny story. Listen, I've never told anybody out there that I have wrestling knowledge. I started this show because I wanted to give back to wrestling back during COVID because it's been so important to my kid. But I've always told people I have no clue. I'm learning. I know a lot more now, watching and stuff, being around my kids. But we were at the NCAAs and we walked into so where the General Motors building was in Detroit, that hotel. I think a lot of people stay in there. Well, right across catty corner to there was a little breakfast place. So me and my kids, we walk in, and I've got Coach Tony with me, and I see Ben Golden. Well, I know Ben Golden because Ben Golden came from the high school who has the club that we're at. So, I'm talking to Ben Golden. Hey, what's up? What's up? Well, there's a guy sitting with him having breakfast, and I go to Ben. I go, hey, well, good luck on your match this weekend or tomorrow. And I go to the guy across from me. I go, oh, you're going to be wrestling tomorrow too, so good luck to you. And he goes, no, I'm wrestling tonight in the super match. And I'm like, oh, okay, well then good luck tonight, whatever. And then I'm starting to walk away, and my kid hits me and goes, man, you dumbass, you know who this is? And I'm like, obviously not. And he's like, that's Mark Hall. And I'm like, oh shit. I had no idea. I knew Ben because he's worked out in the room. And my kid's like, you're an idiot. You're World Wrestling Live. I go, I never told anybody I knew anything. I just tried to bring the sport to light, right? And give back to the sport. And he busted my chops. So I was like, oh man, I think I bought him breakfast or whatever for not knowing his name. I'm like, my bad, dude. And he's like, don't even worry about it. He was so cool. It was super cool to meet him. And, but it was so funny the way it happened. And that's my story of my life, man. It was fun. But there's a legend sitting right there, right? And I'm like, who are you? So my kid, another chance for him to torture me. So what, you guys are coming in, I guess you're probably flying in the 7th or the 8th?
Yeah, I think the 8th, I think. I'm not sure.
And you're going to be there all weekend, right?
Yeah.
And don't be surprised if early on Saturday we don't see him anywhere. That's because he's out watching UFC 247 or whatever it is. That's part of the deal. Joe, if you're listening, he wants 2 tickets to UFC.
Right. Oh, I'm sorry figuring out.
Yeah, man. Hey, maybe you'll be the first Spartan athlete in the cage.
Oh yeah.
That'd be cool. Hey, I look forward to meeting you this weekend. I know we could probably talk for hours and we can get into, coming up and doing all that and what your goals are. But I know we need to leave a lot of that stuff for these folks to ask you when they see you.
Right.
If you get everything out now, people be like, well, shoot, we did all that already, right? So we got to leave some stuff on the table. But man, I really appreciate you coming on with me. It's so cool to meet you. And I mean, thanks for taking a picture with my son at the Nationals. That was so awesome. But man, I mean, listen, I was at the NCAAs and these guys are in the heat of battle there, the most emotional moments of their lives. And they still take time to kind of stop and take photos with these kids and stop and sign autographs and do things. So imagine how accessible they're going to be when they don't even have to worry about wrestling this weekend or next weekend. They're just there for you. So you're going to get all their attention. And it's just going to be, I'm telling you, it's going to be amazing.
I'm super pumped. I cannot wait. It's going to be a great time. Can't wait to see everybody at Spartan Nationals and interact. I'm really looking forward to it.
So I got Coach Mike. I'm going to mess Mike D. I call him because I'm going to totally screw up his name. Mike D. Grigoli. He said, what's up? He says, what's up?
How you doing, Mike? Mike D.
There you go, Mike D. Bam. He says 4HG Hammer Love. What's up? So I'm guessing Coach Mike D is a huge fan of yours. Well, Mike D, come out and you can shake his hand, take pictures with him, hang out with him. And I mean, he'll sign your forehead if you want him to. He's down. Listen, I know you had a fun afternoon. I'm sure all that stuff, you probably just want to get back, take a shower, eat dinner, kind of chill. You're probably not in weight cut mode right now. You're probably in like, all right, cool. I don't have to worry about that right now. So you want to go, oh, Mike D is the FBA coach.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Carr, he said, Carr family #1, put God first.
Amen.
Amen. All right, guys, we got, what'd you say?
I hope get a chance to come out and do that camp again.
Yeah. So. All right, man. Well, I look forward to meeting you again. Everybody come out to Spartan Nationals. If you're looking for the codes, hit me up, get everybody signed up and get down and meet the great David Carr. Thank you, buddy. I really appreciate you. You have a great night.
No problem.
See ya.
Yeah.